New at noon, an investigation was underway in Pittsfield following a threat directed towards Taconic High School and Pittsfield High School earlier this morning. Investigating school resource officers were able to speak with possible witnesses and suspects, leading them to find a non-working Orbeez gun, a toy gel blaster, at a Pittsfield teenager's home, which was pictured in the social media post in question. In Massachusetts, it's illegal for minors to have or shoot an air-powered rifle unless they're with an adult. It's also against the law to bring a dangerous weapon on school grounds, which Orbeez is considered to be. Pittsfield Police say there is no current threat to the school community.